Hello everyone, Night Diver 5. I want to thank everyone for watching my last video. And one of the things that came up the most in the comments was my comment on the rapture, when it would be, why it would be on Pentecost. And so I want to go over my thoughts on that again. So first of all, I do not believe the rapture can happen in fall, especially on Feast of Trumpets. And I'll explain why. In the Bible, prophecy is given sometimes as prediction and fulfillment. Like, I foresee an earthquake on April 15th, and then you wait and see if it happens, right? That's prediction and fulfillment. But it's also very often given as pattern. When Christ came the first time, he fulfilled the 3 spring feasts right in a row. He died on Passover. They started eating unleavened bread for 7 days the next day. 3 days after Passover is first fruits, and that's when he rose from the grave. For the people that are saying that the Feast of Trumpets is going to be the fulfillment of the rapture, what they're saying is that this feast is going to be fulfilled. Then there's going to be a little bit of time. We don't know how much exactly. Then the last 7 years, and then Christ is going to return and fulfill the last 2 fall feasts. That completely breaks the pattern that we're given from his first coming. All right, so I would say that anyone chasing a fall rapture is completely wrong. Now, the rapture could happen anytime, right? I mean, we can't put God in a box. It's his decision. It could happen anytime. However, we are given a hint in Song of Solomon chapter 2, starting at verse 10. And the lover is talking about the other lover. Come, fly away with me. And when does this happen? It happens when the leaves are budding, when the flowers are coming out, when the animals are coming out, the birds are singing. This is a spring, maybe late spring to early summer fly away. All right, now I believe that the rapture will happen on a Pentecost. If it's going to be on a feast, it has to be Pentecost. So when we look at when Christ rose, it was called first fruits. If you go back to Leviticus 23 and you read through the feasts, Christ rose on what we call first fruits. That means first fruits is a resurrection. The fulfillment of first fruits is a resurrection. When you continue reading through Leviticus, and it says, go 7 Sabbaths plus 1 day, you will have a second first fruits. It doesn't say Pentecost. It says a second first fruits. Now, most pastors will tell you that in Acts chapter 2, when the cloven tongues of fire came down on the 11 apostles, right, because Judas was dead, that fulfilled Pentecost. That fulfilled that feast. So the first 4 were done all in a row, and then when Jesus returns, he will fulfill the 3 in the fall. All right? What I think may be going on, and again, this is just my opinion, is that what happened in Acts chapter 2 opened Pentecost. It opened the second first fruits, and that has been going on this whole time, what we call the time of grace or the church age, and it closes with the rapture. Why? Because the rapture would be a resurrection. Where in Acts chapter 2 is there a resurrection to fulfill that second first fruits? There isn't one. Yes, the church opened. Yes, 3,000 people were saved, but there wasn't a resurrection that is symbolic like Christ's resurrection on the first fruits. But the rapture would do that. So I always look every year for the rapture to be on what we call Pentecost, what the Jews call Shavuot, and I don't pick a day. I don't trust our calendars. I don't know when it's going to be, but that general time frame is when I think the rapture will happen. That's why I put it where I did in my previous video. So let me see if I have any other notes. Oh yeah, another symbolic part of that is that when Christ rose from the grave, they were eating unleavened bread because of his sinlessness. And again, in Leviticus 23, what are they told to do at the second first fruits? To wave 2 loaves of bread, of leavened bread, in the air. Does that not sound like the rapture? We are sin. Yes, we will be cleansed and we'll have our immortal bodies and all that, but right now we are still sinful. So I think that that is another symbol of the rapture being on Pentecost. All right, thank you for your time. Please leave comments. Take care.